talk about, and what are they going to do?
Mark Wilson, be patient. There are receivers open upfield for big plays. Christensen, Hester, Doki Williams see the thing a little more clearly. He's tentative right now, and he just has to exercise some patience, because if he does, they're going to have big plays in the second half.
So from the Raiders standpoint, you expect a long pass, the big play, or to see Marcus break one for 50 or 60 yards?
Well, no question about it. Marcus can run the football, but they want to throw the ball upfield, and that's been obvious all day long with their intentions, and they're just not getting it done with their quarterback.
All right, now let's go inside the Atlanta locker room. It's got to be a happy locker room. One of the few times they've had a happy locker room this year. Now, what are they saying? What are they going to do second half?
They're saying, listen, the score is 0-0. We're playing a contending football team. We're up 17-13. We're throwing the ball upfield with success, which we haven't done all year long. We know Gerald Riggs can carry the football. Let's not go in the tank. Let's make sure we continue to do the things that we've been successful the entire first half.
Now, Atlanta, they're out of any kind of playoff contention. Everybody knows that. The Raiders, of course, they are a playoff team. You know, are they going to win? Are they going to be a wild card? Where are they going to be? That's really what we're talking about. They are that strong a ball club. Let's look at the standings in the AFC West, because they, starting this morning, tied with Denver. Denver winning today, so they are now, the Broncos now are 9-4, and they're on a plane home to Mile High Stadium. The Raiders need to win here, come from behind in the second half, to be tied with them next week, because they play at Mile High Stadium.
Yes, the Raiders win today. They go to Mile High next week. They beat Denver. They're in first place with 2 weeks to go. And Dan Henning right now is fighting for his life. So he is highly motivated to win this football game. And he's done an excellent job all year long keeping this ship afloat. Believe me, it's tough to coach when you lose 10 football games.
And here are the statistics in the first half. Total yards, 269 for the Falcons, 160 for the Raiders. 109 yards more. Passing, 5 of 17, 7 of 13. Turnovers, 2 and 1. Time of possession, that's what, about 7 minutes to the Falcon side. And Atlanta kicking off as we open the second half. And it will go through the end zone. Sam Seal elected not to return it, and it will come out to the 20-yard line, and the Raiders will go to work there. From a weather report standpoint, it has been remarkably nice, because the forecast with a front coming in, expecting more rain this evening, and a weather alert until 5 o'clock, and is now about 7 minutes before 6, but that went away. And there's the rushing battle. And here's Marcus Allen, and he is knocked down. He'll lose a couple of yards to the 18-yard line. It'll be second down and 12. Rick Bryan was there to shoulder it.
We've had a tremendous matchup with Henry Lawrence and Rick Bryan. Rick Bryan, that #1 draft choice, doing an outstanding job, because when the Raiders run on first down, they want to get 4 or 5 yards. And there's Rick Bryan, big, strong, tough, and a tremendous agility for a big man.
Bryan, 6'4", 270 pounds. Second down and 12. Christensen splits out to the right.
And there's the adjustment. Scott Case is now covering Christensen.
And you saw the 2 running backs come up to block. Jesse Hester, who scored a touchdown in the first half, picks up 18 yards in the first down. Bobby Butler with the tackle.
Mark Wilson sees the blitz, but he's going to go to his short man, Jesse Hester, and Butler is chasing him, and they pick up a first down, and that's what Mark Wilson has to do. Make sure you see things clearly. They committed to a blitz. He had a one-on-one, threw the easy short pass to Hester, and now he's up on the 35 with a first down.
Wilson to throw. Has pressure deep over the middle. Christensen pulls it down. Big play for the Raiders. 42-yard line of Atlanta, 24 yards. John Rady with the tackle.
And Todd Christensen being covered by a linebacker, John Rady. And that's, I don't want to be redundant, but that's what they have to do. Get the ball upfield vertically. Here he finds Christensen. He's isolated on linebacker, reaches up and makes a Todd Christensen type of catch, and now they got another first down inside the 45.
And here's Marcus Allen on the right side. Hit at the 40, still manages to slip and slide for 2, maybe 3 more yards. Buddy Curry had 13 tackles last week, leading tackler on the defense for the Falcons, brought him down.
We've got an old-fashioned football game. All that dirt and mud and slime. I bet they're really enjoying it rather than be involved in that synthetic plastic astroturf.
You'll get letters. But that's all right.
That's all right. There's Tom Flores right now, I'm sure, had a long talk with Mark Wilson because he's hitting those receivers upfield. 2nd
and 5, 37-yard line. Both backs in the block. This pass is complete to Todd Christensen. And Sam, you picked it up in the middle of the 2nd quarter. You said from that point on, they've got to keep throwing to Christensen until Atlanta takes it away.
Charlie, they should throw to Christensen as long as they're covering him with a linebacker till he gets exhausted, because Atlanta is going to have to make an adjustment. He's too good a receiver. He's got more receptions than any tight end in the National Football League, and you cannot cover him with linebackers.
Christensen, 5 receptions, 60 yards. 3rd down and 1. Marcus slipping outside. Little move inside. First down, 28-yard line. Quick set. Tiger Green with the tackle.
And he made that move inside because he knew he had 1 yard to go to get that first down. He dipped to the inside and picked up the key first down.
Let me make a correction that I said in the 2nd quarter. I said Atlanta had never trailed in the ballgame. They did. They trailed at one time 7-3. But that is the only time that they have trailed. Otherwise, they have led or have been tied for it. And that was with 8:52 to go in the 1st quarter. Marcus Allen has now rushed for 85 yards. And again, Christensen splits out to the right. Marcus Allen. 3 yards to the 25. 2nd down, 7. Ronnie Washington, the rookie from Northeast Louisiana State, makes the stop. Halftime score, San Francisco 21 and Washington 8. Mark Mosley with a 22-yard field goal. That took the 5 to the 8. Seattle 17, Kansas City 6. Nick Lowry has a pair of field goals for the Chiefs in that. Seattle in control in the Kingdom.
San Francisco wins today. The Rams lost, so they're a step closer.
And also San Diego 24, Buffalo 7. 24-7. Joe Cribbs scoring Buffalo's only touchdown. Wilson goes deep. No good. Close play.
He had it. Scott Case knocked it right out of his hand. It's a good throw and a touchdown throw. Scott Case made an unbelievable support. He throws it up, hits Stokey Williams right over the shoulder. Here he makes the catch. Now watch Case, boom, right there, and he knocks it right out of his hand. And what do you have to do when you get into the end zone? You got to dip that shoulder, because this is a perfect pass. Butler is covering. Now bang, right there. He knocks it loose and saved a 7-point play.
3rd down and 7.
Outstanding play by the strong safety, Scott Case.
Here's Marcus. Needed 7, and I believe he got it. Al Richardson with the tackle. Let me update that scoring in the San Diego-Buffalo game. It was bounced to Joyner for 38 yards. San Diego 7-0 first quarter. In the 2nd quarter, Bob Thomas with a 29-yard field goal, 10-0. John Hendy with a 76-yard interception and return. Make it 17-0. Tim Spencer from a yard out made it 24-0. Joe Cribbs scoring from 2 yards out made it 24-7, and that is the score in the San Diego-Buffalo game. As we pause briefly for station identification, this is the NBC Television Network.
You're watching WXFL Channel 8, Tampa, St. Petersburg.
This is Charlie Jones, Sam Ratigliano, and we have 9 minutes and 43 seconds left to go. 3rd quarter, Atlanta leading the Raiders 17-13. The Raiders taking the kickoff, opening the 2nd half at the 20-yard line after the touchback to the drive underway. And here's Marcus knocked back. stays on his feet, picks up a block from Wilson, comes back with Hawkins leading the way, slides under a tackler at the 10-yard line. An exciting 8 yards for Marcus Allen.
That's the most exciting 8-yard run you'll ever see. Now watch him go to his right. He's running behind Charlie Hanna, 73. He gets knocked back by Rady. He bounces back to the other side, and this is vision and awareness, and believe me, that's a gift. Only the great ones have it, and now he slides into third base, and he's got a 2nd down and 2.
And Marcus Allen now has rushed for 103 yards in the ballgame. 18 carries, 103 yards, and we're just a little over 7 minutes in the ballgame. Not quite 7 minutes yet. Here's Frank Hawkins. Hawkins from the 10 to the 9. It was 2nd down and 3. Dan Binish making the tackle. You're almost surprised when you call Frank Hawkins. Is that the 2nd time that Hawkins has carried today yet?
Yes. They sent Marcus Allen in motion and just gave him the ball because he's an excellent short yardage runner and an outstanding blocker. Now watch that thing stretch. Another 3rd down play. Guess who's going to get the football? I wonder if it'll be number 32, Marcus Allen.
Raiders have converted 3 of 9 third down opportunities.
He'll go airborne right over the top. Get to the line of scrimmage and jump right over the pile.
He does, and he's got it. First down.
What you have to do now is push the jump line back. Look at the offensive line. Fire off the line of scrimmage. Good block by Hawkins, and that takes athletic ability, and it's almost unstoppable if the offensive line gets a good surge and moves the defense back and controls the neutral zone between the defense and offensive line.
And not bad for height and distance.
No. What an athlete.
6-yard line, first down, goal to go. Here is Hawkins. And Frank just pushes his way inside the 5 to the 4-yard line, where it'll be 2nd down and goal to go. And officials stop the clock with a timeout. There may be an injured player there. And there is. So we'll take a timeout. The score, Atlanta 17, Los Angeles 13. We'll be back in just a moment.
Now, because Charlie said it, the Raiders have had the ball for almost 7.5 minutes.
Now, what do you call here?
I would think at this point they're probably going to run a play-action pass and look for Todd Christensen to be involved. And if it goes along with my previous coaching calls, they'll run the ball to Marcus Allen.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily. Goes over the top. Now I am surprised at that call.
Now they're committed to run the football. It's going to be 3rd down. No, wait a minute now. It's going to be 3rd down and about 2.
No, it's going to be more than that. It's going to be 3rd down around 3.5.
Well, they're going to have to throw the ball now.
Yeah.
What they did, they tried to run a trap up the middle, figuring on the fact that they might over-pursue and break Marcus clean in the middle. This is going to be a play-action pass, or they're going to throw the ball with trick.
All alone with Marcus Allen.
It was a pick play between Christensen and Marcus Allen, and Marcus Allen broke clean to the outside for a touchdown.
Marcus Allen has scored his 12th touchdown of the year.
He's going to the inside. Christensen now goes to the outside. Now Allen breaks off. Buddy Curry, number 50, has the coverage, but Christensen knocks it off. They got 2 linebackers covering Todd Christensen and Marcus Allen, and that equates to touchdown. Good call, fine execution, and Marcus Allen was involved in that drive.
And the extra point is up, and it is good. And the Raiders now lead the Atlanta Falcons by 3, 20-17. Jones, Sam Rutigliano, Chris Barr kicking off. 6:30 time remaining in the third quarter as Cliff Austin will down it. Looks as if he wanted to come out with it. But he was stopped by Dan Wagner, and will have the ball at the 20-yard line. The Los Angeles Raiders taking the kickoff of the second half after the touchback. There's a flag, by the way, dropped back at the 37-yard line. So let's see if the Raiders will have to kick over. But Los Angeles moved 80 yards in 15 plays. There was not a penalty, and they took 8 minutes and 28 seconds for that drive. Raiders offsides on the kickoff, and will do it again.
That's a big play drive. When you can put 15 plays together without a mistake, that's something that they had to do.
Number 56, kicking team, re-kick.
And in the drive, he did a lot of things. Principally, he started hitting some receivers that were open upfield. And that had a lot to do with the blend of Marcus Allen running and catching and all the other things involved.
Jeff Barnes was kicked off. There is the drive. 15 plays, 80 yards. Time elapsed 8 minutes and 28 seconds. A 4-yard pass from Mark Wilson to Marcus Allen. Marcus Allen now rushing. The touchdown was receiving. Rushing Marcus Allen 104 yards. So now 8 of his last 9 games, 6 consecutive 100-yard games for Marcus Allen. Gerald Riggs has rushed for 75 yards. He hasn't had an opportunity in the second half, and will kick off now from the 30-yard line. Low, just squib-tight kick picked up by one of the upbacks, and it is fumbled. That was Tim Terrell who returned it and fumbled it, and then the Falcons recovered.
And they dodged some big bullet on that play.
That was more than a bullet.
That was a missile.
That was one of those big jobs.
Because the Raiders could have blown this game wide open inside the 50-yard line after that fumble.
Thomas Benson of the Atlanta Falcons recovering the fumble. Could be the biggest play in the ball game for Atlanta. They trail by 3. Now great field position. And they have a first down. The Atlanta 48-yard line. And they come out throwing on first down. This one is to Riggs, and he drops it.
Good choice. It was a screen play. Had Riggs made the catch, it's just like a pitch out. He got a turned up field, had a lineman out there blocking for him. He's shaking his head because he could have run for a first down. Watch him swing out now. It's just like a pitch out. Now, David Archer throws the ball. He stands still. Now, catch the ball, get turned up field, but he tried to catch the football. He tried to get turned upfield before he concentrated on the catch.
Riggs, a pretty good receiver. 24 receptions for 200 yards coming into the ballgame. Second down and 10 at the Atlanta 48. Now they're committed to the pass, going deep to Johnson, and he threw it over the other shoulder. Billy Johnson was looking over his left shoulder. Lester Hayes had the coverage. Not only was the pass over his right shoulder, but it was over the shoulder of Lester Hayes. Meanwhile, Jones and Long putting pressure on the pass.
David Archer fakes to his left. Now he gets the ball up. This is one of the most difficult catches to make. The ball is thrown to the outside. He has to turn. Billy Johnson has to turn his direction. Has no chance of making the catch. But Lester Hayes was step for step with Billy Johnson. And now we have a third down and 10. Now watch those Raiders come up front.
Archer's completed 7 of 15, 185 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Washington is in the backfield, and that is Wisenhunt in motion. And he overthrows everybody. Archer was just running out of time, and there was the result of running out of time. And like you said, Sam, everybody was coming.
Everybody was coming. It was a replay of the play before that, but he had too much pressure, and he did the right thing right now. Throw the ball away, and let's punt the football. Now everybody's right in his face, and there he takes a hit by Sean Jones from the outside, and that hurts, and it does have some effect on the way you throw the ball if you're horizontally on the ground when you try to release it.
Ralph Giacomo with a 41.8-yard average. His 5th punt. Fulton Walker. Fair catch, takes it at the 13-yard line. So the Falcons pretty well accomplished what they wanted to. There was a flag drop back at the 49-yard line. This punt good for 39 yards if it holds up. It'll be offensive holding, and so the Raiders could well want Giacomo to try it again.
Well, I would think that they're inside the 15-yard line, and they would want them to kick it over again because they might get better field position.
Holding, number 45, offense, 4th down.
Ken Wisenhunt called for holding, and we'll pick it up on the right side of the screen on the replay.
And there it is right now, holding on number 56 of the Raiders, Jeff Bond. And you're not allowed to do that.
So we move the ball back to the 38-yard line, and it's 4th down and 20. Penalty yardage has been rather low. And I think you find that when you've got a muddy field. There's not a lot of penalties on a muddy field.
That's right. The field isn't as fast. The interesting right now to see how much yardage the Raiders pick up on this penalty. They were inside the 15-yard line.
They had it back at their 13 before the penalty.
Well, he's already going to field it with more yardage.
At the 20, sets the tackle, 25, Fulton Walker to the 30, and bumped out of bounds at the 35-yard line. He picks up, what, about 22 yards on that penalty?
Picked up about 22 yards.
42 yards of the punt, a 15-yard return for Fulton Walker. We'll be back in a moment. Let's go back to the return of Fulton Walker, and he comes up limping just a little at the end of it.
Watch it right here now as Wisenhunt is going to make the tackle on the sideline, and watch his leg right there give a little bit, but I think that comes from having a loose joint in the ankle or the knee area. And watch him hobble to the outside. Now he's limping. Now he's coming back. Now come on back. Come on back. And there he is on the sideline, and Fulton Walker is okay.
And here come the Raiders from their own 35-yard line. Marcus Allen almost broke it loose. So close. 6 yards to the 41. Pridemore with the tackle. I'm wondering, thank you, Mott, I'm wondering if we can count out the Seahawks in the West. Marcus Allen with no gain. He may lose a yard on that. Let's see where they end up spotting it. What do you think, Sam?
Well, next week, the Raiders playing Denver is going to help them, but they can control their own destiny if they can win the rest of their games. They may not be in a race for the divisional lead, but they could be a factor in the wild card.
San Francisco 28, Washington 8. That's the third quarter score. Wendell Tyler scoring from 4 yards out.
Big game next week. The Cleveland Browns go to Seattle to play a game, and they'll both apparently be 7-6.
And Fouts with another touchdown pass. This was Eric Sievers. San Diego out in front 34-7. In that ball game, we've got a timeout, and we'll be back. In the second half, Mark Wilson has completed 4 out of 5 passes for 56 yards. It's kind of a turnaround. He did not have that good a first half.
Well, he didn't have a good first half, but he's a pro. Sat down with Tom Flores at the half, and now he has what he needs. He had a 15-play drive, put his team on top, and I think he's going to really find the target and have a much more successful second half.
And here he goes again. It's there to Marcus Allen. Scott Case and Marcus Allen kind of rolling over each other, a gain of 38 yards.
Mark Wilson is dropping back. He's got Marcus Allen isolated to his right with Scott Case. He throws the ball on top, makes the catch. Now 33 Tiger Green is chasing him. Case comes in to make the tackle, brings him to the ground. 38 yards, and we see 73 Charlie Hanna staying in front. Bruce Davis pushing Pitts off. Number 79, 27 sitting right in the middle trying to help.
There's Kenny King. You could pick up the clean jersey. He just came in for Marcus, so Marcus could get a little breather. Finish making the last tackle. A loss in that play back to the 25-yard line, so it'll be second down and 15. And at the end of that play, I think that Marcus had a takedown on Scott Case. He just reached up and pulled him down over him.
Marcus was fighting for that extra yardage, and Case was trying to bring him down.
Second and 15. Incomplete. Jesse Hester, the intended receiver, when Location had the cover. Thank you, Ahmad, and the lament in San Diego if they could ever get that defense to play like the offense.
Now, the defensive back is looking back, Kason. As long as he looks back, it's accidental contact, and it's not pass interference.
Third down and 15. There's pressure, and he goes down. Second sack for the Atlanta Falcons. Benson gets this one.
The key to that play is they took him out of field goal range. They were coming with a blitz, and Mark Wilson walking off on the sideline now. He took a heck of a shot, could not get rid of the ball. Right now he should get rid of the ball. Get rid of the ball. Don't take the sack. Don't take the sack, because now your punter comes in as opposed to kicking a field goal.
Benson gets him for a loss of 13 back to the 38, so it's fourth down and 28. And don't forget that Mark Wilson has that sore left shoulder. It still bothers him when he gets hit and goes down, takes the sack.
There's Rusty Hilger, number 12, on the sideline, the backup quarterback.
Guy going for the right-hand corner. Does he get it? No. No, it'll be a touchback. Wilson
Marcus
limping
Williams
just a little.
talking to the doctor on the sideline. It looks like that right knee is hurting, and we'll have to watch to see if Rusty Hilger, the rookie from Oklahoma State, is going to warm up on the sideline. But Wilson right now, don't take the sack, but there's Benson coming in, grabs his shoulder, knocks him to the ground. It would apparently look like it was his shoulder, but there were a lot of bodies that came over that leg. And it doesn't look like the shoulder, it looks like the knee or the ankle.
Or the rib.
Or some part of the body.
That's right. And I think that Hilger may start to loosen up. We'll keep an eye on that. Atlanta now from their own 20-yard line. Trailing by 3, 20 to 17, with 2:24 left to go third quarter. Here's Gerald Riggs. Riggs will have 4 yards to the 24-yard line, so it will be second down and 6.
Rusty Hilger is warming up on the sideline, so we'll have to watch this closely. That could be a factor in his football game if Mark Wilson is not able to play.
And you saw that rushing battle that continues between Marcus Allen and Gerald Riggs. And Hilger, the rookie, taken in the 6th round of the draft, loosening up. Second down and 6. Play action fake. Here's Dave Archer. He gets decked by Matt Miller.
And that was an option play without any option. He faked the ball to Riggs and then brought it outside by himself. Watch him fake it to Riggs now. Archer has ability to run. Now he takes it to the outside. He needs a block. And Matt Millen comes over and makes the tackle. And we have a third down and 4. Here's the fake right here. Now watch Matt Millen pursue the play. Matt Millen, 55, in the middle of the screen, is going to come out here, and he likes to tackle quarterback as opposed to Gerald Riggs.
Archer, 4 carries, 19 yards rushing. He picked up a yard there from the 24 to 25. Joe Washington in the backfield. Underthrown and incomplete. Anthony Allen pulling up short as Hayes went downfield. Still couldn't pull it in. So it'll be fourth down and 5, and Giacomo will come in.
Way to go, D. Way to go.
Archer missing his last 4 passes. Fulton Walker setting up shop at the Los Angeles 35-yard line. So he could come up in very good field position here.
And if the kicker, the punter, Giacomo, is true to form, Fulton Walker can return these. He's only made 1 kick where he's had enough height on it, and they could cover it. Now this has a little bit of height on it, but we're going to get a return.
At the 36-yard line, slipping 1 tackle, back to the 36. He'll have about 3 yards on the return. A 39-yard kick by Giacomo. And Johnny Taylor was there for the Atlanta Falcons.
Fulton Walker was acquired by Miami on waivers, and it was an outstanding pick by the Raiders during the course of this season. He's a defensive back, but he runs back punts, and he runs back kickoffs, and does an outstanding job. Mark Wilson, number 6, he's tough. He played in the Cleveland game early in the year with all kinds of injuries. He's a tough competitor, and he knows this football team has got to win today to stay in the hunt.
First down for the Raiders from their own 39-yard line. 45 seconds left in the third. Todd Christensen takes it at the 4. Howie Long in contemplation.
He's frustrated because you cannot rush the passer on this type of field. The rusher cannot get his footing, and the pass protectors have an advantage.
Third down and 3. The ball at the 46-yard line. The Raiders in their own territory. There's Marcus Allen. 40. Good head fake, makes it at the 30. To the 20 and then out of bounds. Jesse Hester with one of the lead blocks. Scott Case was chasing him. 33 yards.
Conventional two-back set. Watch him go up inside, follow his blocker. Look at the vision now. Now break out to his left because he sees the hole. Scott Case is chasing him. Now he's going to, boom, bounce out to the outside. Hester does a good job. Switch hands, stiff arm Case, get 3 or 4 more yards, and that is a consummate running back.
And did you notice, of course, what Hester did? Just a little screen block to give him the room to rush, and he didn't want to press ahead or he could have had a clip. Blocking from behind. Here's Frank Hawkins.
Frank Hawkins goes because Marcus Allen is tired.
I'm tired from just talking about it. Through 3 quarters, here are the statistics. The time of possession, the Raiders now up by about 4 minutes. Total yards, they're just 1 apart. Everything is even out. Well, the ball game is only a 3-point spread right now. The Raiders 20 and the Falcons 17.
Big factor right now is the time of possession in the second half for the Raiders.
Almost 12 and a half minutes in the third quarter for the Raiders. 12:28 to be exact. Second and 7. The ball at the 17. Wilson all the time in the world. And then he goes sliding down at the 11.
And he did the wise thing. The hook slide for first down. There's a tough football player. People don't realize the shots that quarterbacks take after they deliver the ball. It takes a tremendous amount of concentration and courage. We look at Buddy Curry now, looking for the signal from the sideline. What they want to do right now is keep him out of the end zone, make him kick a field goal. Then a touchdown can put Atlanta ahead. Another big third down play, and guess who's going to get the football?
Third down and 1. Marcus has the first down and goes to the 3-yard line. 8 yards on the play. That was his 24th carry. He has rushed for 155 yards, and we still have 13 minutes to go in the game. Al Richardson with the tackle.
He takes a pitch with Hawkins as the lead blocker. Hawkins has to spring him. 81 does a good job. Now watch him get extra yards, and that's what the great ones do. When there's nobody there to block, they pick up those 3 or 4 extra yards. Look for a play-action pass right now because Marcus is too tired to run the football. Excellent time on first and goal.
First down, goal to go. Play action. Over the middle, a flag is down. Christensen, the intended receiver.
And if we have a hold on Christensen by Pridemore, 27, we'll have first and goal. Again, it's against Atlanta, I believe.
John Rady, the linebacker, had the coverage coming across.
Holding number 59.
And it was on Rady, the linebacker.
Automatic first down.
He was trying to hold up the tight end to give those defensive backs some help in the secondary, and he's visibly upset. The ball now is inside the 3-yard line, and there he is, wide open, soft pass. Christensen on the body of your screen, on the bottom of your screen, it's just a little overthrown, and Rady is trailing him and grabbing him and mugging him.
And the holding right before that shot. So they split the distance to the goal line. It's at the 2. First down goal to go, and going to the 1-yard line is Frank Hawkins. So it will be second down and goal to go.
And he fumbled that football, but it looked like the Raiders recovered. That's Rusty Hilger right now, standing in front of the coach who's trying to hide the signal.
And Bobby Bobby Butler came out with the football out of the sack, claiming that he had it.
Frank Hawkins is being given the ball now. He breaks off to his right. Now hold on to the football, and the ground cannot cause the fumble.
That's right. Good
The
call.
ground cannot cause the fumble. It's a good call. Now they'll go to Marcus Allen.
Over the top. There he is. He is met at the top. He does not go in. The Falcon defense was also airborne.
Watch the Falcon linebackers get airborne, beat him in midair, and knock him back right on the line of scrimmage. We're going to have a third down with less than a yard. Now here he's going to go on top, but watch 92, the clubber. Washington makes the club right on the line of scrimmage, and you can see the ball clearly does not cross the plane of the goal line.
So it is third down and an inch, maybe an inch and a half. Hawkins. No signal, there it is.
He broke the plane.
All the football has to do is break the plane of the goal line. Mike Pitts and Tom Brightmore were there to meet him, and the Falcons, they felt they had held the Raiders out of the end zone. Los Angeles 26-17 with the extra point to come.
Frank Hawkins now, all he has to do is break the plane, watch the football, clearly goes across the goal line, breaks the plane, touchdown, offensive line gets a good enough surge to pick up that less than a yard for a touchdown.
Chris Byer to attempt the point after. It is good. And the Raiders move out in front by 10, 27-17 with 11:29 to go. Sam Retigliano as Chris Byer kicks off for the Raiders with Austin and Wagner, the deep backs, and Cliff Austin is returning to the 10, 15. A flag is down as he returns to the 20-yard line. The flag dropped at the 27-yard line. Don Veselu with the tackle for the Raiders. Veselu playing his collegiate ball here in Atlanta. Marcus Allen, a former Heisman Trophy winner, 155 yards rushing, and that's a Heisman Trophy effort that we've seen. Don't forget that special. Next week, Bob Costas will be hosting it.
And if they had a Heisman Trophy in the NFL, he'd win that too.
That's true. That is true. In the second half, Wilson has completed 6 of 8.
Christensen.
He's got it to the 20. Finally hauled down at the 8-yard line. 43 yards. John Rady caught it.
Todd Christensen, and looking for that one-on-one. There's a play-action fake, holds the pass rush. Now he gets the ball up to the outside, and he's being covered by a linebacker. Now he turns it upfield, and watch him gallop as he sees that goal line. Gets a little help from the outside, and the ball right now is on the 8-yard line. Another big play. That's Shelby Jordan blocking Washington, number 92, and he takes another hit to the leg.
First down goal to go 8-yard line. Here's Marcus leading to the 4. So he's got 4 more on his total. It'll be second down goal to go. Mike Pitts and Ronnie Washington on the tackle. Todd Christensen, 7 receptions, 109 yards, as he continues to be the #1 receiving tight end in the National Football League.
Button up that shoulder pad, Marcus. Got some work to do.
8 minutes and 53 seconds. That is the time remaining. Marcus Allen now has rushed for 160 yards. And I tell you might want to save that tape, because Al Richardson drops it for a loss, and you don't see that happen that often.
No, and I think you have to give credit to the Atlanta Falcons because they're not quitting. And Dan Henning has done that all year long. Marcus Allen's breaking from the outside, but Richardson blitzes from the inside. No one picks him up, and Richardson throws Marcus Allen for a loss. Getting back to that point, it's difficult all year long when you lose 10 or 11 football games for the head coach to keep the ship afloat. And Dan Henning has accomplished that. And believe me, that's difficult.
The Raiders let the 30-second clock run almost all the way down. Then they take the timeout. They stopped it with 2 seconds to go on the 30-second clock. We've got a timeout. We'll be back. Denver defeated Pittsburgh. So Denver's record is now 9-4. The Rams lost. Their record is 9-4. Wilson has pressure, a timing pattern in the corner. Flag is down. Bobby Butler was just trying to kind of body push Dokie Williams out of bounds, stepped away at the last moment, and Williams caught the pass. And there's a flag down. That was pass interference on Bobby Butler. But Butler made the mistake of not locating the ball. He bird-dogged the receiver too long. Now, he's throwing it out of desperation. It's a pop fly. It's a center field. Turn around, Bobby. Turn around.
Number 23, defense. Penalties declined. Touchdown.
7-yard touchdown pass from Wilson to Dokie Williams.
The big mistake there is never defend the end zone, defend the goal line. He should have been in front of the receiver, and it would have been an incompleted pass. If he had turned around, he might have run 100 yards with an interception.
Chris Barr with the extra point. And it is good. So the Raiders have blown it open. 34-17. A 51-yard drive in 4 plays. And now tippers are starting to flare, and pushing and shoving has ensued at the Atlanta Fulton County Coliseum.
And that's frustration on the part of Atlanta. Matt Millen, 55, is right in the middle of it.
Here's Jerry Markbright with a call.
We have a personal foul, unnecessary roughness on number 55 of the kicking team. It will be enforced on the kickoff.
That's Matt Millen, number 55. So they'll enforce it on the kickoff. That means they'll be kicking off from the 20-yard line rather than the 35. Now the Raiders have blown this one open 34-17. And we can go back and look again at that Denver-Pittsburgh score. Denver winning 31-23. So right now, it looks as if the Raiders and the Broncos will remain tied atop of the East with 9-4 records. Now the Rams, they're having their problems. They lose to New Orleans 29-3. Their record is 9-4. San Francisco starting the day, their record is 7-5.
And they do play each other again.
Yes, and there it is. Look, and so San Francisco very comfortably in front of Washington in the fourth quarter, 35-8. That last score, Joe Montana to Russ Francis, 8-yard touchdown pass, coming with 8 minutes to go in that ball game. And don't forget, y'all, they play each other. And so we go back to this touchdown, but that just kind of sets things up in the West in both conferences.
It's thrown out of desperation. Now Butler loses sight of position and the receiver. He should be in front of the ball. No reason for that to happen. He over-defended the end zone and not the goal line. He should have been in front of him, and he might have intercepted it. And it definitely is pass interference.
51 yards, 4 plays, took just over a minute and a half. And Chris Barr kicking off from the 20 because of that penalty on Matt Millen, with Cliff Austin and Dan Wagner deep. We look for Austin to take the return, and the Falcons could have a pretty good field position here. Here's Austin at the 10, to the 20. And he'll return to the 28-yard line. Sam Seal makes the tackle, and it'll be a first down for the Atlanta Falcons. Now for Atlanta in the second half, Dave Archer, the quarterback, in only his 8th start, has had a terrible second half. He is 0 for 5 in the second half. And coming into the ball game, ranked 27th in the National Football League as a quarterback. And the only reason he wasn't ranked 28th is he only ranked 27th. They did not rank the Cleveland quarterback because when using 2 quarterbacks, they don't have enough passes to qualify.
And that's the difference. Archer and Wilson in the second half.
And he has to throw here, completes his first pass of the second half. Billy Johnson, did he fumble it as he fell forward? And he recovers it.
He was reaching forward to try to get that first down.
Mark it at the 37. It'll go for 9, 2nd and 1. So now Atlanta in total offense has 315 yards, 315. The Raiders have 427. So 112 more. Second down and wide. 7 minutes, 15 seconds. That is the time remaining is Gerald Riggs. And Riggs, like Marcus Allen, can get yardage when it's just not there. So he'll pick up the first down to the 42, and he has 5 yards to his total.
Yes, Sean Jones will replace Lyle Alzado. He's got the tackle right there, but look at the strength of Riggs as he falls forward for a first down. But the Raiders in the second half have taken Gerald Riggs out of the football game.
Riggs in the game, 22 carries for 84 yards rushing. And here's Riggs again. Add 4 more to that total, so he has 88 yards. And Sean Jones makes the tackle.
Sean Jones is on Jeff Keywell, the left guard. As we said before, he's replaced Lyle Alzado. The Raiders are now in a 4-man line. Now watch him pick up the center, keep your feet, move off the block, and make the tackle. Nice play by the big man in the middle.
And you saw that Seattle score. If the Seahawks go on to win, it looks as if they will. Their record will be 7-6. And they'll be 2 behind the co-leader. Anthony Allen, the offensive player, becoming a defensive player to save the interception.
And right now, Lester Hayes is wired to those receivers. And one of the problems with that throw is the pressure that Archer is getting in terms of trying to complete the deep pass. And Lester Hayes and Mike Haynes may be the best duo in the National Football League. Certainly play the bump and run, the brand that the Raiders love most, as well as anybody or better in the National Football League.
Third down and 6 at the 46-yard line. Atlanta in their own territory. Scrambling sideline pass. No, he's out of bounds. Joe Washington, the intended receiver, James Davis, had the coverage on him, and he simply ran out of room in front of the Raider bench. So it'll be 4th down and 6.
And I think they're going to have to go for it. There's absolutely no reason at this point to punt the football.
Just to recap what else is going on in the AFC West. Kansas City losing. They stay at the bottom. Their record will be 4-9. San Diego winning. Their record will go to 6-7. Seattle 7-6. And then the Raiders and the Broncos. And they'll be battling it out next week with 9-4 records in Mile High Stadium. And don't forget, we talked about the Rams and the 49ers. They'll be meeting a week from tomorrow night. Archer scrambling. He's going for it. He slides. Let's see where they'll mark it out. He will pick up the first down. Rod Martin was there for Los Angeles.
And the Raiders, at this point right now, welcome the quarterback to run the football. All it does is eat up the clock, and that's what the Raiders are trying to do right now, and Atlanta is fighting against it. They would love for the quarterback to run 6 or 7 more times.
There is the time remaining in this ball game. First down at the Los Angeles 47-yard line. Wisenon in motion. And here's Gerald Riggs. 3 yards to the 44, so that's 91 yards now for Gerald Riggs. Second down and 7 for the Raiders at Denver that we've talked about, and then Seattle, and then at the Los Angeles Rams. So 3 pretty good ball games. Denver, they host the Raiders. Kansas City and Seattle. They've got a little breather there with Kansas City, but that's always been a big matchup. Now Seattle, Cleveland, the Raiders, and Denver. So Seattle, you got to say, has the toughest remaining schedule, I think, of the 3.
The understatement of the year is Seattle can control their own destiny.
Yeah. But they got a bad destiny is what they've got. Here's a sack, the 3rd for the Raiders as Bill Packel gets his 2nd in the ballgame.
Looks like a holding penalty on the part of Atlanta.
And with the sack, they'll probably refuse it. 4 minutes and 21 seconds left to go here at the Atlanta Fulton County Stadium.
Holding, number 67, defense, penalty declined, third down.
He means on Eric Sanders, the offensive tackle.
And the sack is worse than the penalty, because in the penalty, at least you have another down.
It'll be third down and 13 with the ball back at the 50-yard line. They lose 6 on the sack. Johnson showing a little motion. Archer peeling out to the left side, turns back, goes deep. Flags are down. Pass is dropped. Charlie Brown, it was right in his hands. 2 flags dropped back downfield.
Both defenders ran into each other, and Charlie Brown, with a little better concentration, Lester Hayes now, get me out of here, I need some time, I'm tired. Charlie Brown, with a little better concentration, might have had himself a touchdown, but I believe there's another holding penalty. Lester is tired. He's played bump and run on that field all day long, and that takes a great deal of strength and concentration. That's offensive pass interference by Arthur Cox.
We have holding on number 81 offense. We have offensive pass interference on number 88 offense. All penalties are declined. Fourth down.
Holding on Arthur Cox, and then the offensive pass interference on Billy Johnson. We would like to welcome those viewers that are joining us. And of course, our game's still in progress here. The Raiders 34, Atlanta Falcons 17 with just over 4 minutes to go in the ball game. Stay with us. Immediately following our football coverage, we'll join the Punky Brewster program in progress. In addition, all remaining NBC Network evening programs will also be seen over most of these stations, except for the Pacific time zone and some Mountain time zone stations where the programs will be seen at their regular time. Little pump fake. Pass is complete. Billy Johnson, big play for the Falcons. 20-yard line, gain of 30 yards on the play. Sam Seal with the tackle.
Secondary is back in zone coverage. Otis McKinney is going to pick up Billy Johnson. He's being doubled to the inside. Now watch Billy Johnson right in the middle of your screen. Makes the catch. Excellent throw by Archer. Key first down. Fourth down. A lot of pressure. And there's Billy Johnson. My gosh, he gets better. He's like a good wine. He gets better every year.
And for the Atlanta Falcons in this drive, they are now 2 for 2 in fourth down opportunities. That's Anthony Allen in motion, and Riggs comes back on a little counter that'll pick up 2 yards to the 18. It'll be second down and 8. Bill Packel with the tackle, and Riggs is now rushed for 93 yards.
There's only one way to get back in this football game. Not give the ball to Gerald Riggs. They have to throw the football, get on the board, onside kick. They still have a chance. But the thing that's killing him right now is they're using up the clock. They got 3 timeouts. They got plenty of time to get back in this football game.
Raiders out in front, 34-17. The ball at the 18-yard line, second down and 8. Archer in trouble, and he'll go down. 4th sack for the Raiders. Sean Jones gets his second, so he has 2, and Packel has 2.
What they need to do, Charlie, is throw the ball in the end zone. There's Sean Jones and Bill Packel and Greg Townsend. They've had a tough day on this turf. It's extremely difficult to rush the passer when you have this kind of footing. The advantage is certainly to the offense, but not now with Atlanta. With them being behind, the Raiders don't care about the run, and they're just laying their ears back and rushing the passer.
Third down and 10. And the 2-minute warning will be given to both teams. That's the reason for the whistle just before the snap. And we'll be back with the last 2 minutes of this ball game in a moment. The Skins game last year picked up $45,000 yesterday. Not bad for 9 holes of play. And there was a $100,000 carryover.
There's Jim Plunkett on the sideline talking to Chris Barr, and they're hoping that Jim Plunkett may be back towards the end of the regular season, or certainly for the playoffs.
Third down and 10, 2 minutes to go.
Throw it in the end zone. Throw it in the end zone.
And sack. No, they're not going to rule it a sack. Once he gets out of the pocket, he becomes a runner, and Townsend makes the stop.
Once he gets outside that tackle, he becomes a runner. It's not a sack, and there are no pass interference calls.
Here's a run through the finals of some of the early ball games in the National Football League today. New Orleans over the Rams 29-3. New England just barely over Indianapolis. Clock moving here. Green Bay shutting out Tampa Bay. It is 4th down again. 4th down and 13. Twice in this drive, the Falcons have converted on 4th down into the end zone. Touchdown on 4th down. Billy Johnson with the dance. Let's see. He's been nailed with a penalty. He said, hey, I don't care. Bill Fralick with a key block. And I believe it was Sam Seal who had the coverage, and he let it get away from him.
Sam Seal had good coverage. He just didn't time the throw. He should have gone up with Billy Johnson, and he might have made an interception. He just didn't use the good timing that we saw before with Lester Hayes as we see the extra point. 34-24. Now that time is vital. And what we're going to see right now is the best play in football, the onside kick by the Atlanta Falcons.
We are back. Onside kick. He likes to top it and let it take a high bounce right there if it jumps up. But also Doki Williams. Was it Doki that went up? No, it was Haynes that went up. Mike Haynes that went up in the air. And Tim Terrell upended it.
Well, you have the good hands people on that onside kick team, and this thing was topped. Watch it roll. Now watch it hit and bounce in the air, and Haynes goes up and makes one heck of a catch, does a half gainer, and gets 9.9 for degree of difficulty.
And Rusty Hilger is the quarterback now for the Raiders. They have the ball at the Atlanta 45 with 1:04 left to go. And Derek Jensen carries for a couple of yards to the 43-yard line of Atlanta. Billy Johnson, white shoes himself. His 5th touchdown reception of the year.
Dave Archer is under duress. He lets it go. Now watch Sam Seal. Stay close. He goes up too early. Had he stayed with the receiver and moved into him, it would have been an interception. Now watch. Now watch him go up too early. Whoops. He's down. The ball is up, and Johnson has a touchdown. Now watch Billy do his little dance in the end zone, and we have that on film, Billy. You're not allowed to do that.
The Falcons take a timeout. Now you might have noticed in that melee on the onside kick. We have a local fan being chased off of the field. That Marcus Allen, you say you put the sure hands people in it. Marcus Allen is one of the sure hands people. He does a little bit of everything for the Raiders.
There could be a game where you're ahead by 1 point, and that team, by fielding the onside kick, will win the game for you. That's how important it is.
Kenny Key going to the 37-yard line. He'll pick up 5. Buddy Curry with the tackle. So the Falcons will take another timeout to stop the clock. It's now a final. San Francisco 35 and Washington 8. The 49ers creeping up on the Rams. And the 49ers record now is 8-5. And the Rams record 9-4. Seattle a final over Kansas City, so that means Seattle's record is now 7-6. But they are in 3rd place. Kansas City is in 5th place in the West. Their record now is 4-9. San Diego big over Buffalo, 40-7. And San Diego's record is now 6-7 in the West, and they are in 3rd place. So congratulations all around. Marcus Allen coming into this game trailing Gerald Riggs of the Falcons by 12 yards for the rushing title in the National Football League. Marcus Allen, 28 carries, 156 yards rushing.
Look at the difference between the cornerback and the running back. And that's Elvis Franks, who they just acquired, number 94, from the Cleveland Browns, who is waived. He's shaking everybody else's hand. They will put him on a parade. They should be shaking his hand. What a day's work he put in today, in every capacity. We said he was the consummate running back. Run, catch, block. He did everything today.
3rd down and 2 at the 37-yard line. Flags are down. Kenny King, the ball carrier. Now the officials will have to sort this one out. 44 seconds is the time remaining here at the Atlanta Fulton County Stadium.
False start, number 72, offense.
The call on Don Mosbar. Dave Dalby has been in at left guard and Kurt Marsh at right guard, replacing Hanna and Marvin. Shelby Jordan is in that offensive line for Henry Lawrence. Bruce Davis and Mosbar have gone most of the way for the Raiders. Andy Parker in as a tight end. 34-24, Los Angeles by 10. And the tie will remain with the Broncos. 39-yard line gain of a couple of yards by Kenny King. And Atlanta will stop the clock and take their last timeout with 38 seconds left to go. Mike Gann with that last tackle. And so the showdown, the shootout at Mile High Stadium. The Los Angeles Raiders and the Denver Broncos next Sunday afternoon on NBC. Second half of the doubleheader.
And the interesting thing about that is just 2 weeks ago, the Raiders won that game in overtime. Chris Paul missed the field goal with 1 second left to go, then came back in overtime to win it. So it will be a big, big game in Denver next week. And I'm sure the Broncos are very happy that they're playing that one at home.
The Raiders at Denver, as you saw, Cleveland, Seattle, those are the 2 games, the second half of the doubleheader next week.
Mark Wilson's going to have to put 2 good halves together to beat the Broncos. He did it in the second half today, but he's going to have to do it for 4 quarters against the Broncos next week.
4th down and 4, Ray Guy kicking. Anthony Allen is the return back. Guy going for that right-hand corner, and he gets this one. They mark it out at the 17-yard line. So Atlanta will have the ball at their own 17-yard line. First down, no timeouts, 32 seconds left to go. And with only 32 seconds and no timeouts, you have to throw deep, and you have to hope for a defensive penalty. You need a couple, right? And in a hurry.
You need a lot of penalties, and the Lord's Prayer on this one. They're going to have to throw deep and hopefully get in the end zone as quick as they can and try an onside kick. And the Raiders are back.
This one, he's just throwing it away. He looked, everybody was covered, does not want to take any time at all. That play took 5 seconds to the 22nd mark on the clock. Mike Haynes had the coverage. It'll be second down and 10, back at the 17-yard line.
The Raiders are rushing 4 men, but they're underneath coverage. The 4 linebackers and the 3 deep now are deep. They don't want anything to get in behind them. They want all completions to be in the field. If any ball is caught, the clock is going to run out because Atlanta has no more timeouts. They're going to try to stop the 2 outside receivers and play deep. Drop off, drop off, drop off. The game is over.
The pass is complete to Arthur Cox. Cox to the 32-yard line. They move the chains. Everybody hurries. 9 seconds. They throw it away. When you're going to throw it away, you got to throw it away. Don't hit anybody. Strange things can happen. Charlie Brown could have been the intended receiver, but really all Archer wanted to do was stop the clock. Mike Hayes.
What you want to do there is you want to throw the ball in the stands, because if you throw on that type of trajectory and a lineman tips it, it can be intercepted. And I have seen teams on drives to try to get in position for a field goal when a quarterback did that to try to stop the clock, and it was tipped by a lineman, and they lost possession and lost the football game.
Second and 10. Deep over the middle, it is intercepted. Lester Hayes with the interception, and he'll just down it and let time run out. Second interception of the year for Lester Hayes. And the man of the day, Marcus Allen, rushing for 156 yards. The final, the Raiders 34, the Atlanta Falcons 24, in a game that was much closer than anybody thought. Those of you watching on the West Coast, stay tuned for the Skins game. Those of you watching on the East Coast, stay tuned for the Budweiser NFL report after these messages from your local station.